I was standing in the cereal aisle at Target, aisle 7, when I started crying. What happened was I had stopped to buy cereal. We had guests coming with small children, and I don't normally buy cereal. So I'm in the aisle, and I'm looking around, and there are all these choices. There was Blueberry, Captain Crunch, Chex, Wheat Thins, all different color boxes. I just couldn't make up my mind. And I just fell apart. I was so frustrated. And what do I get that I just started bawling? And I don't mean tears running down the face. I mean bawling. Hi, man. You already in the chat about some brain fog? I mean, when I cried in Target, I felt like a stranger in my own mind. And I knew that something had to be done about it. If you've ever felt that haze, that something's not connecting right, you know what I'm talking about. Before the Target incident, my life was doing things. I went through the motions, took care of everybody in the family, went to work, made the sales, did the proposals on time. But all along, I felt like a poser because I just couldn't concentrate or do well. I mean, this malaise started with small things, like walking into a room and trying to figure out why. Or I'd be talking to a family member or client, and I'd lose a word. And I couldn't remember the word or even what I was going to say. I'd be gasping for that word. My brain, that I had always thought was sharp, felt like it was buffering like a video on the internet, and I couldn't do anything about it. Anyone else doing these things, like missing social cues or saying something that somebody just said? I mean, I was doing that all the time. I just said that. I don't know how many times I heard that. And people would ask me, what's going on with you? I'd say, oh, I'm just tired. That's all. And somehow they believed me. And I'd start questioning, am I a good mom? Am I a good wife? Am I good with my friends? Which brings me back to Target. I knew I had to do something about it. So I went home and I became a detective. And I started researching basically brain fog, menopause, midlife, 50 plus, just trying to figure out what all this was about. I came up with 4 things to help me deal with brain fog, and they pretty much worked. The first one was confronting the stress spiral. First, I had to admit I was chronically stressed. I mean, I thought I was managing, but my body was telling me something different. Chronic stress floods your body with this hormone that pretty much messes with your body and messes with your brain. My brain wasn't broken, and neither is yours. It's just overloaded. I mean, think of it this way. With cortisol, you're always in this low-grade fight or flight mentality. You can't go on and exist in that mentality. Even the horses, when they take off in flight, have to slow down at some point or they'll burn themselves out. That's it. So the change that really made a difference was scheduling myself for times where I did nothing. And I mean, I didn't have time to take big chunks out of my day to do nothing. Who has time for that? But I could take out 10 minutes here or there, even if it was just 10 minutes a day, to sit quietly and not ruminate and stress over what you need to do or don't need to do, but learn to meditate. There's lots of YouTube videos for that. Use mindfulness apps. They really do help. And then there's the old standby, the popular 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, deep breath, and then face what you need to face. Even that is a timeout in your mind. Sounds like a simple task, even cliche, but it really helped me turn down the volume that was overloading my brain. It was teaching my nervous system it was okay to relax. And with that came the first clarity. Number 2, the non-negotiable sleep reset. This one did more for me than anything. I thought being tired was a badge of honor. I mean, after all, I was going, and I thought I could get by with 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night, but that wasn't working. When you sleep, your brain goes into cleanup mode and flushes out all those toxins that it built up during the day. You don't sleep, you keep the toxins in your head. These toxins cause sluggishness, memory loss, and just overall brain fog. So I made sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night non-negotiable. That was going to happen regardless. No matter what was going on, I was going to bed at the same time every night and getting up same time every morning. And this meant weekends too. On a routine where sleep and rejuvenating my brain was happening. One big thing I did, I stopped looking at screens about an hour before I went to bed, and I made my bedroom my sanctuary, dark and comfortable, a place where you really could get a good night's sleep. The mental fog I used to wake up with pretty much disappeared. I woke up not dreading the day, but looking forward to the day and feeling a lot sharper. I really, really, really recommend good night's sleep. It's the best thing for brain fog. Before we go any further, I'd like you to take a minute and write down in the comments what you do for brain fog. It can really help me and really help other people too. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Number 3, fueling your body and your brain. You may have thought, and I know I did, that food was something that, of course, was to promote energy, but surrounded weight gain. But your brain is a hungry organ, and it needs food as well as any other part of your body. I say that, but I didn't go on a crazy diet for my brain fog. I've been on other crazy diets, but I did add good foods to my diet, like vegetables and leafy greens and omega-3 fish. I love salmon, so I tried to eat as much of that as possible. There's a reason it's called brain food. It feeds the brain. I tried to cut down on the snacks, especially the chips and the chocolate, which are my downfall. And I really, really hydrated myself. And one of the things I did was Crystal Light. I found that I didn't like water. I wasn't going to drink it. And so I drink a pitcher of this a day. It's no calories, and it is as hydrating as water. And it tastes better than water. You don't have to go out and buy Crystal Light, but I'm just sharing with what I did. I did notice when I didn't eat the snacks and just stuck with the healthy diet that I was a little sharper, especially in the afternoon. That sluggishness that usually set in disappeared. So my brain was dealing with the healthy food. Yeah, it liked it. And your brain probably will too. Number 4, the power of asking for help. I had to admit to myself that I couldn't do this alone. No matter how much research I did, I needed help. And the best thing I did was go see a doctor. And don't let one slough you off. Talk about what's going on with your brain fog and any other symptoms you have, because there are other things besides menopause that can contribute to brain fog. So you really want to get tested and rule some of those things out. It could be something that's even simple that you can fix very quickly. Another thing I did was there was a lot of anxiety that contributed to the brain fog. I had never been an anxious person, so this was a new thing. So I went to a therapist and I talked it out and came up with some coping mechanisms, and I found that the brain fog between all 4 of these things that I did started to disappear. It wasn't overnight. I don't want you to think you woke up one day and it was gone, but you saw it diminishing, and that's a good thing. That day in Target told me I needed to reclaim my mental health. And if you're in a brain fog right now, please hear me. It's not permanent. It gets better. Address the pillars of your health. And these are your stress, your sleep, your eating, and getting help. You have the power to get back to clarity. And I promise you, the view from clarity is great. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for the chat.